from the glamour of royalty to the emptiness of wilderness. It looked like a fall. But in reality, when it was a rise, he had just left behind the palace, the people, the life he knew in Egypt. After a single mistake, he became a fugitive, running for his life, unsure of what came next. He had no army, no followers, no clear direction. All he had was his footsteps echoing through the desert and his heart quietly calling out to Allah. That moment, that desperate, uncertain silence became the doorway to revelation. In the desert, Musa A.S. found simplicity. He found humility. He found time to reflect away from the noise of politics, power, and pain. He worked, he served, he grew, and most importantly, he healed. This desert, though empty to the eyes, was full of meaning for the heart. That's where he started becoming ready, not in the palace, but in the quiet, barren stillness of exile. It was in that silence, that isolation, that Allah began to shape him. Years away from the noise of power and status, years away from the distractions of the palace, years in the wilderness, where the only sound was the voice of his heart being purified by hardship. And when the time was right, Allah spoke to him directly from a burning bush in the valley of Tuwa. Imagine a prophet standing in awe as a bush burns without being consumed, and from it, the voice of Allah addresses him directly. That moment wasn't random. It was the result of years of purification, years of solitude. You don't just wake up ready to speak to kings and carry divine miracles. You are prepared for it, silently, slowly. And Musa, A.S., in the isolation of the desert, was molded by divine wisdom. When the world saw a man in hiding, Allah saw a man in training. That moment, that conversation, that mission didn't come from the palace. It came after solitude, after separation, after surrender. Power doesn't always come from palaces. Sometimes it comes from caves and deserts. Sometimes it comes after you've lost everything. And in that loss, you finally gain clarity. When Musa, A.S., heard Allah's command to go back and face Pharaoh, he wasn't the same man who had fled. He was now shaped, grounded, refined. His solitude wasn't a detour. It was the straightest path to purpose. And that's the secret many of us forget. Sometimes what feels like a setback is really a sacred setup. Before Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, received revelation, he retreated to the cave of Hira, alone. He didn't wait for revelation in the crowds of Makkah. He didn't expect clarity in the markets or majlis. He sought stillness, peace, reflection, and where did he find it? In the silence of a cave. Day after day, he would climb up Jabal al-Nur, the mountain of light, not for fame, not for approval, but for solitude. He separated himself not because he hated people, but because he longed for truth. And truth, my dear brothers and sisters, often comes to those who are willing to be alone with their Lord. He wasn't surrounded by companions. He wasn't standing on a stage. He was in a small cave, high in the mountains, wrapped in silence, pondering life. Away from the noise of Makkah, away from the idol worship, away from the chaos of society. He would spend hours, days in that cave, just thinking, just searching, just connecting with Allah. That image alone should touch your heart.